Hi, okay, today I needed to make another video because I haven't made one in a long time. Because I've been really busy this week because I had, the YFU orientation in Seoul, which, that was really good because I got to meet all the other exchange students. So yeah, I feel less alone, I suppose. No, but it's good. Um, yeah, and I found out there'll be another girl actually going to my school in daegu. Yeah, so that's good. Anyway, I'm gonna cut this bit out because it's shit. Um, so I'll just tell you what I've been doing lately. Last week on Saturday, mm, yeah, I went to the DMZ, which is, yeah, I think most people know what it is, the border between North and South Korea, and with my host family, my temporary host family. Um, And actually, it's my last day with them today because, well, actually, it's my last morning because I'm leaving in about an hour. I'm sorry, I have some spare time till I make this video. Anyway, I went there. I might put some pictures, and I think I took a little video somewhere. But what happened was I was in the bus there, and no, in the car there. I wanted to take a picture of this thing, and I went to get my camera, and it turned out I'd left my SD card at home, and I didn't have any at all. And I was going to like one of the most interesting places in the whole country. So, yeah, I had to use my host father's spare one, which had it had about 500 megabytes altogether, but 250 of them had music on it. So that was really annoying. But yeah, when we got there, there was so many. I've never seen that many foreigners in one place in Korea. It's usually a really rare sighting to see a foreigner somewhere. In Incheon anyway. In Seoul I saw quite a few because the YFU office is in Gangnam or in that area, so yeah, there were quite a few around there. But yeah, it's just really rare in Incheon, so that was nice. I was in the tourist office and then this American lady came in and she was just crying her eyes out because her tour bus had left without her. And yeah, I had to try and translate that whole situation because there was no one else who spoke English there. It didn't go very well, but eventually I got the point across. So that was sort of fun, I guess. I don't know, not fun, not for her, but yeah. Anyway, after that we went to the third tunnel, which is where whatchamacallit? Yeah, North Korea dug a tunnel to try and get to South Korea and bomb not not bomb them, just like take over Seoul. So they had a tunnel leading straight from near the North Korean side, leading straight towards Seoul. And if they had have completed it, it would have only taken them a bit less than an hour to get like 25,000 soldiers to Seoul, and they would have destroyed everything. So I'm glad that that was discovered. It was so claustrophobic though, because I'm a fairly tall person, but there were people taller than me there. And I literally had to bend halfway over the whole like this all the time when I was in it. And then there were just some people who didn't even. Anyway, it was real. I just wanted to get out of there. Um, you can't take pictures down there, so I don't have any of that. But yeah, and then we went to. There's a observation platform where you can look over to North Korea, and there's a fake village on the other side, which is obvious. It looks a lot more like the sort of town you'd see in South Korea than North Korea. But when you look through the binoculars, because there's all these binoculars there, you'll actually see that there's not one single person in the entire place. And I believe that there is the tallest structure in the entire country is in that village, which is a flagpole holding up the North Korean flag. Yeah, so that was really good. I'll post some of those pictures. And then whatchamacallit? What else did I do? Well, yeah, I went to the orientation. I had to catch the bus from Incheon, which is quite like I'm in a really far away place in Incheon, to Gangnam. It in the mornings it took about an hour and a half or 2 hours if it was really bad traffic, and then in the afternoon it was pretty quick because there wasn't much traffic when it finished. And there we just learn about, you know, what the expectations are of our host parents, and like I can't even remember what we learned really. It was pretty basic sort of stuff. I'm pretty sure most of us already knew it, but yeah, they just want to make sure, I think. Oh, we also did Korean classes all week, which it was super, super basic Korean though, so I'm pretty sure. Well, actually, a lot of people were really just didn't know any Korean at all. Um, so I guess it's good that they had that, but anyway, yeah, so that was really good, and but now that we've split up, we're not going to see each other for another 6 months because that's when we're having our next meeting in 6 months. Um, and me and all the other people in Daegu and Mokpo and I don't know other places aren't going to see each other, so we're sort of stranded. But anyway, so oh, and also on Tuesday we no on Wednesday we went to this church in some other area where we had a meeting with the minister. I wasn't really in Australia. YFU isn't a religious organization, so I don't know why we really went to the church to meet the minister, and then he gave us a speech about religion, which I don't know. It was interesting, I suppose, but not what I was expecting. Anyway, so from there to get home was because it was an hour drive from the YFU office, in the first place, and then I didn't know which bus to catch from there, and I couldn't get back to the YFU office because I didn't know how to get back. So in the end, and I went in the car with three other exchange students and one of the teachers. Firstly, we drove to the Gimpo airport to try and find a subway station because he was going to drop me off to catch the subway back home. Then we realised it was about a 2.5 hour subway ride from there, so we thought I'd better stay on and just wait until the very end and he'd take me all the way home. But by the time we dropped everyone off in all different places around Seoul, it ended up being, yeah, I think it was about 9:30 when that finished. And keep in mind, we'd gotten in the car at 5 o'clock. So at 9:30, we called my host. I called my host mum before that, and she'd had to go to Seoul to pick up my host's father because he was coming back from a business trip. So it was just a massive nightmare. And I got home at, yeah, I had to have dinner with the YFU teacher. It was okay though, I guess. And then yeah, so I got out of the car into my house in Incheon at 10:45. So I was in the hour for I was in the car for almost 6 hours, 5 hours and 45 minutes. It was whatever. Anyway, I got some questions in the comments of some other videos. So I thought I might make a different video on the whole application process and that sort of thing. But I'll just give you the basic sort of. Um, I applied for the exchange in around, I think it was last March. Last March I applied to go, and I didn't go until this February. So that was 11 months of waiting, and it was really, really hard waiting that long. But what happens first is you send the application, and no, I think you send them an email from the website, and then you um, they'll send you something back, and you tell them where you want to go, all that sort of thing. They'll send you application form. The application form was about 16 to 18 pages long, I think. It was just, yeah, it took a long time. You'll have to fill out a lot of things. It's not an easy thing. It took me about 3 weeks to fill in because you have to go to the dentist, the doctor, um, like the optometrist, or just to check that you're in good health. you have to get a letter signed from your teacher, your principal, your, I don't know. It was just, so yeah. That'll take a while to complete. You send that through, and then they'll inform you if they've got it, but then they won't contact you for a month, I think it was about a month or something like that. And then when they contact you, if you've been accepted, they'll want to book an interview with you. So you just tell them a time that you want to have an interview, and yeah, I think they'll tell you when they want to have an interview, but if you can't do it, you'll say you'll arrange an interview, basically. Um, and then shit, I'm gonna edit this bit out because it's fucking boring as shit. Okay. So then the person, whoever is your area rep, will come to your house, and he will interview you, and it would be wise to say sort of things like, you're a good student looking to further enrich their education, who wants to become a global citizen and become part of an international world or something. I can't remember what I said, but I think that's the sort of thing they want to hear. Um, and also mention that you want to learn the language, even if you don't, because that's a big part of the exchange. And um, so yeah, then they'll give you a yeah. Then after that, they'll just give you a test sort of thing, and they'll ask you about all different situations that may arise when you're in the exchange environment. I don't know. Anyway, just answer them. Just answer them. Answer what you best think. Answer what you think you should do rather than what you might actually do, because yeah, they don't want, like, if you think that you know you're an I don't know. Just answer what you think, how you think you should, not what you think you actually might do. Um, but yeah, and then after that, you'll send off the Oh, they'll leave, and then they'll call you pretty soon after that to tell you whether you've been accepted or not fully. And then once that's happened, you have to put in a $1,000 deposit. And yeah, after that, you just have to wait and wait and wait and wait for your host family. And for Korea, you will have to wait a long time, because I didn't get my host family. I got my host family, I think, 3 weeks before I left. And it was really, really, because people kept on saying, "Oh, where are you living? Where's your host family?" And I'm like, I don't even know yet. So it's, and you can't be certain until you've got your host family, which is the worst thing. But they told me, check, sign out of your school. You're pretty much definitely going. We just don't have complete confirmation. Anyway, so it ended up working out fine, and yeah, then pretty much you'll have an orientation, probably. I heard some people didn't, but you should have an orientation in your country, in your state, in your city, where all the exchange students, maybe not, if you're the only, I was the only one going to South Korea at my orientation, because I'm the only one from Australia who went. There was meant to be someone else going, but didn't end up happening, sadly. But yeah, so I had to sit on the plane for 13 hours alone. Anyway, yeah, and they'll just tell you all the same stuff that you'll sort of find out here. Just no Korean classes at the one there, and it's shorter. Anyway, so then after that, it should be pretty close to the time of your departure. I had to think a month before I left. And then you just wait, and then you leave. Simple. Also, someone else wanted to know how much Korean I know and how much Korean you should know before you come. Um, to be honest, you should know as much as you possibly can, because it'll just make it so much easier for yourself. Because I thought, I'll be fine. I know all of, you know, I don't need to study this summer. I'll be completely fine. I know all the Korean I should know. I'll be better than everyone else. Whatever. But it wasn't the case. I struggled a lot in the first couple of days, especially because I think even after a couple of days, you might start getting a bit things that you didn't remember just come back to you, and speaking Korean gets a little bit faster, and you get less afraid of speaking Korean because when I first got here, I just wouldn't say anything in Korean. I was so scared. But now I sort of just say anything I want to. Well, with my host family, that's only with my host family because I'm pretty close with my. It's a temporary host family, and I'm leaving today, but I've become really close with them. They're so nice, but I'm sure I'll have a nice new host family. But I'll probably be a bit afraid to speak Korean with them for the first little while. And how much Korean I know is, I would say I've mastered beginner's Korean. Maybe I'd say maybe just intermediate Korean. That would be where I am. No, I'm not going to give you an example of how good I am at Korean because I only speak Korean when I have to. I don't know. Um, but yeah, intermediate I would say, and hopefully getting better every day. But yeah, um, a lot of the people who came here just don't know any Korean at all. So, I mean, it's possible. You can come here if you don't know any Korean. You will learn a bit of Korean at the orientation. And also, of course, you'll learn Korean every day with your host family. Except, actually, some people did have English-speaking families, and since they don't know Korean very well, they just don't bother trying Korean because they always are getting spoken to in English. But, yeah, I've had a lucky situation, I think. And I don't think my new host family speaks English either, so yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope that answered your question well. If not, I might make a whole nother video about learning Korean and that sort of thing when I have time. And I'm really sorry because I know not many people watch this, but the ones that do might be annoyed that I'm not uploading many videos even though I said that I would be. I didn't anticipate how busy I would be constantly, and shit, this is going for 17 minutes. Yeah, I didn't anticipate how busy I would be and how long everything takes, and just you don't have much time to yourself, at least for the first little while. When I start school, I'll have a lot more time because I finish school before everyone else does, so I'll be at home alone and I can make videos more often. So, yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll try and be putting out more videos of maybe interesting things soon. Okay, bye.